What's up, guys? Bumpin' Oldies here. Just read chapter 920. Mind blown. So Momonosuke's mom has the time fruit, which, I mean, we figured either she had it or Odin had it, her husband, or it was like an ancient weapon. But now we know it's a time fruit. So that's just kind of mind blowing, honestly. And like, I love this chapter. Like the backstory of Odin. He's such a badass. Like, he's so strong. There's definitely gonna be more flashbacks of Odin, and like, makes me wonder if Momonosuke is gonna, like, if there's like a time skip or something, if he's gonna become like strong as fuck, just because Odin was straight baller pretty much. It says in 2 weeks that they're gonna lead the attack on Kaido. And just something tells me that it's not going to go exactly like that, you know? Like, especially with Zoro just lost and wandering around now. Like, he's obviously going to start some kind of trouble. After this chapter, it really put a wrench in a lot of people's spokes, like, or at least mine, because, I don't know. Like, Jack and Zoro is so heavily foreshadowed. Like, it's so heavily foreshadowed. And yet now we're getting basically like hints that like Zoro's gonna fight Rochi. Rochi being the Shogun, Rochi being the he uses two sword style. Like, it'd be pretty much a perfect matchup fight. Like, so now I wonder who's gonna fight who at this point. Like, is Luffy gonna fight Rochi and Zoro fight Jack, or is Luffy and Zoro gonna fight Rochi? Is Nekomamushi gonna fight Nekomamushi and Inuyasha gonna fight Jack? They said in 2 weeks that they're gonna lead the invasion, which kind of like tells me and the rest of the community that is the night of the full moon. That way that the Minks can be at full power. And just really makes me wonder where this is gonna go from here, honestly, because like I said, I feel like, just like on Whole Cake, like the plan is gonna go kind of off course. Like, what if they've already caused this much trouble in Wano? How you think Kaido's really just gonna sit around for 2 weeks? Like, is nobody gonna tell him? Like, Luffy's been in contact with so many people with Wano at this point. Zoro, like, caused all that trouble, and like, I don't know, just where are you going to be for 2 weeks that one of the strongest pirates that's ever lived, like, can't, like, find you? He already is pissed at the Straw Hats because of the smiles and everything, so, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to go as planned. Like, I don't think anybody thinks it's going to go as planned. But, I'm really wondering who will fight the Calamities. Like, will the big three each get a Calamity, and maybe they'll each have a support character? Like, I'm just really... I'm really wondering where people are going to line up here, honestly. And like, Momonosuke's mom had we find out obviously that she had the time fruit, and like, who has it now if she's dead? Who has it now? Like, does Shanks have it? I don't know, because like, she said you could only travel into the future with it. But Shanks, being as strong as he is, if he awakened that shit, like, maybe he could go into the past. Maybe he could have some other kind of control about it. Maybe he could see visions of the future. Like, that could actually explain a lot. But that's still not my bet on Shanks' like abilities and stuff. But it's very plausible at this point. Yeah, just the whole direction of this arc has been amazing. Like, I liked Whole Cake and everything, but I finally see why people wanted Wano so bad. Like, I wanted Wano, but I'm like pretty patient when it comes to One Piece. This is gonna be the best arc, like, up to this point, by far. Like, by far, it's gonna be the best arc. Like, we're about to get a lot of fucking 1v1 fights. We're about to get a lot of fights just in general. We're just gonna have an all-out war. And it's not going to go as planned. Like, the last panel of this chapter, when Kinemon is talking about in 2 weeks, like going after Kaido, Luffy's smiling, but you can see how solemn the others look. Like Law, just look at Law's face. Like Law knows. I mean, we all think Law's gonna die, right? Like even if he doesn't die, like he literally has death tattooed on his fucking knuckles. So like, I just have so many thoughts about this chapter. I just read it. This is like a fresh. These are like my fresh thoughts. I still haven't like I just read through it twice. It pumped me up so much. I'll probably read it again and try to really like stabilize my thoughts, but my emotions are just everywhere right now with this. And we have a week break, which I actually don't mind, especially since this chapter sped up the plot a lot, like a lot. So I really wonder where this is gonna go. Like, Sanji's gonna have to use his raid suit. Like, we need Sanji to use his raid suit. If he uses his raid suit, like, I don't want to. It definitely wouldn't put him at a commander level, like from what I can tell. But like, One Piece just being the story that it is, like I would love to see Sanji have a jump in strength with his raid suit. Like I would love Sanji to be able to fight somebody like super powerful with his raid suit and do well. Because I like Zoro. Like when it comes to the Zoro versus Sanji stuff, I don't really pick sides. Like I like both of them basically just as much, but I don't really like I really don't like the separation between Sanji and Zoro. I feel like they should have been kept at a similar pace, a similar strength. And I also feel like a lot of people think that if Sanji uses his raid suit, it will make him like lesser than, like it'll make him it'll be kind of like an asterisk on if he beats somebody. Like Sanji beat this person, but he had the raid suit and Zoro had nothing. Well, here's the thing, guys. Sanji wasn't trained by a Shishibukai during the time skip. You can say Sanji having a raid suit's an advantage. I could argue that being trained by Dracula Mihawk is the biggest advantage you could ever have. Like, besides being trained by like Rayla or Shanks or somebody like that, like Mihawk's like he's up there. I mean, he spars with freaking Shanks for God's sake. Like that's a clear advantage to have someone like that train you over the time skip as opposed to like an Okama. Like so, if he uses his raid suit, I won't think less of him at all, like at all, because he's already a boss. Like Luffy stated when he went to Whole Cake Island, and I might get the number wrong, but he said something to the extent of like, someone was like, why would you go after one man when we have like this much shit to do, pretty much, and he was like, Sanji has the strength of 3,000 men, so like Sanji's already strong as fuck, so I can definitely see him using the raid suit and then edging out somebody really strong. I'm ready for it. I wouldn't even mind if him and Jinbei fought together against like Jack or another Calamity, honestly. So I'm just still in shock about this chapter, honestly. I know we've gotten a lot of huge chapters lately with a lot of reveals, but like this is basically telling us, get ready, like bloodshed is about to start, and it pumps me up so much. I don't even want to I'm trying to predict where it's gonna go, but I honestly just have nothing. And I watched Sawyer's review, and he has a theory that like might not be true, but it's probably not true, but it's like a really interesting idea. The fact that Tama could be Momonosuke's sister, because why would Momonosuke's mom wouldn't just let her daughter be executed, you know what I'm saying? So she could either be somebody that we know in the story already, somebody that's like grown up, or she could be Tama, honestly, because Tama's like Momonosuke's age as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket, but like when I heard Sawyer say that, it was such a solid like prediction that I thought it was worth repeating. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna drop a video about just like my Wano predictions in general and what I want out of Wano later, but this is just like my fresh take off the chapter, you know what I'm saying? Just hit like, subscribe. I'll be dropping another video very soon. Bumping always out.